Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you my portable communication system and the new system I've come up with to deploy an antenna. So we're not in our usual location this morning, but I want to show you this little system that I've come up with to deploy a little antenna. I still have some tweaks to do to it, but it's really looking pretty good so far. It could be used as is right this second if I had to, but there's some little tweaks I want to do to it, and I'll explain that to you later. Basically, it all centers around what you see right in front of you here, that little trailer hitch, which is basically a flagpole hitch. A lot of people will go out, they get a little 2-inch tubing, and they put a flag in it, and they ride around with a big flag on the back of their car during parades and stuff, and that's really what this is for. However, it's a whole lot cheaper than buying a specialized antenna mounting system for your hitch back there. The hitch came with the car. I don't know what it is. It's eTrailer.com. When I bought the vehicle, it was already on it, so I figured, hey, you know what, might as well use it. So I'm going to give you a quick look at it. Let's move around a little, and yes, I put one of those no step stickers on it. Somebody mentioned they liked it on my scooter. I think that's actually going to serve a purpose because I don't want people to step there. You'll notice I have it locked up. I did buy a trailer hitch lock. It's not perfect, but hey, it's better than nothing. You know, it just keeps like I say, locks keep honest people from doing something wrong. So, all in all, pretty cool. Although it's not a high dollar item, it's very inexpensive. I will put a link to it if you're interested in picking one of these up. The next item you see over here, and that is a telescoping flagpole, believe it or not. It's an aluminum flagpole. I did do a little paint on it. I've just been playing with it, really. The paint job isn't necessary. It's just kind of my own little fun. You'll see my radio system in there with my backup battery. I'm not going to hook up the solar panel to it today because it's a pain in the neck to move it, and we're just in my driveway here. But I am going to show you how this little telescoping flagpole works and how you can get this system for under $100 and be totally set to deploy an antenna really, really quick. So the first thing you're going to need to do, and you'll notice my tram, I did a review on that tram antenna there. It's a dual band antenna. This system will work for HF long wires and some lighter HF antennas, the pole that is. But I'm just going to be using this because most of the time when I've been deployed during emergency situations, it's always been on 2 meters and 440, and that's the radio we're going to be using today too. So I'm just going to hook this up and show you how it works. The first order of business is to secure your antenna mount to that flagpole, and I'm going to show you how I got it set up. All right, so the first thing I did was I took off all the little mounting points for flags on this. I did keep the carabiners because I know that I'm going to be using those maybe for HF antennas, and they're awesome. They're little aluminum carabiners, and I can use them as an offset for, you know, my end-fed antenna. But for now, this is primarily going to be a VHF UHF deal here, so I mounted that on there permanently, or as permanent as I could. And you'll notice the screws are the antenna comes with this mounting hardware. You'll notice all the bolts and everything. It makes for real easy deployment of the antenna. You basically just drop the antenna in there and put a screw right in that hole there to hold the antenna in place. After, of course, you have connected your coax. You're going to connect your coax first and then drop it in. And we'll get that set up, and I'll show you how that works. Then I'll show you how this flagpole extends. You'll notice the little collets there. You're going to open those up and just push it up. So really, in reality, you could put this thing together right here while it's in your little step there, and in your little hitch deployment unit, and push it right up. So let's get it set up, and I'll show you what it's like when we're pushing it up. And then we'll connect the radio, and I'll show you how everything works. Now, one thing I did notice about this system, and I knew it was going to happen to begin with, is the fact that I cannot operate the way I have my radio in here and this hitch mount with the back door open. It's not going to clear it. That's no big deal, not a problem. I do have a little portable table that I can put my radio on, so that really isn't a problem at all. Plus, it gives me a chance to get a little bit away from the antenna anyway. I don't want to be right under this antenna, standing right here while I'm operating. So it's better for RF safety in the long run anyway. So let me stick the antenna in here, run the coax through, and I'll show you what it looks like fully deployed and set up. I do have a little table to the side here. We'll put all that gear on there, and we'll get going. All right, so we've got it in its base. You can see it's in the base. This is something I'm going to have to address. This base is a whole lot bigger, and I'm going to need a longer screw to keep it tightened down. But for now, that's, you know, We're not talking about doing this in 100-mile-an-hour winds, so for now that's fine. If it moves around a little bit, I'll just get a longer screw here and put it through there, or maybe put some duct tape on the bottom so that screw works right around where it is, and kind of thicken it up a little bit so it grips it and holds it straight. But really, it's no big deal. Actually, it's standing perfectly straight there. We're going to go up the pole a little bit, and you're going to see up here where I have put that screw in. And again, I just do that hand tight. And I will leave a link at the end of this video for this Tram antenna. It's a compact dual band from Tram. It seems to work very, very well. And here's the antenna. So the next part's going to be raising it up, and that's pretty simple. You're just going to grab one of these collets, grab here, twist, and put it up. So let's get it deployed and fully up, and we'll connect the radio to it. And I'll show you what the whole system will look like once it's done. All right, so I got it set down here. I'm going to turn the power on here to get that rolling. And you got your radio up there. So I'll charge up the battery, and I'm going to run the cable up. I'm going to move the viewfinder as I do this. And there you go, all the way up there. So I would say that's a good, I don't know, 15, 20 feet, you know, including the height off the ground there. Really simple to deploy. I mean, that took me less than, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes to put up there. And look how high I'm able to get that antenna just with something as simple as this. Now, the flagpole came from a friend of mine who, I don't know if you guys know, but I do a radio show on Monday nights. It's preparedness and survival related. And he had a bunch of old flagpoles and antenna poles in his backyard, so that's where the flagpole came from. All in all, I gotta say, it's a pretty neat deployment system and super fast. Really simple to do. For those of you interested, I built the battery box down there. I have a video I did like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago where I actually put it together and showed you it. But that's where it comes from. Again, if I was deployed somewhere where it's going to be an extended period of time, I would have my solar panel plugged in there. I don't because, well, I'm lazy. Quite frankly, I didn't want to drag it out from behind where it's put right now. But it is very quick to get out. I just didn't feel like dragging it out. So that's how it would work, really. This is going to come really, really in handy for when we do like parades and stuff, and for emergencies where I just have to grab my gear and go. Real simple. I'm going to back up a little bit to give you a little view of everything, so you can kind of take in the whole thing. I mean, that's just solid up there, not falling down, not anything. Right off the back of my car. Real simple system. So I will leave a link to the antenna. I will leave a link to that mount, the trailer hitch mount. The flagpole, you can buy any of those 2-inch diameter aluminum flagpoles on Amazon. Just search for that. And let you see what the whole system looks like while it's in operation. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with it so far. Sorry to be moving you around so much on the camera. I'm pretty happy with it so far. And I thought my antenna, my coax might be a little short. In reality, that's almost perfect. I really don't want a ton of extra coax, and that gives me enough room to move safely away from being right under the antenna. I could move that a little bit more if I wanted to over to the side. And heck, you know, I got a lot of extra coax there, so it's doing good. You can also secure the coax around the base, you know, so nobody walks through it, trips over it. I probably will consider putting some red tape on the coax itself so that everybody sees it when I'm out somewhere. But yeah, that's the whole system right there. Real simple to do, real easy to do. I'll give you one last look here. Back up a little bit more here. And there you go. And that's an easy way to get your gear up in the air, your antenna up in the air, for your emergency deployment ham gear. Also, too, remember, if you're using a shortwave radio, and that's why I had that little Malachite radio on top of my 2-meter 440 rig. If you're using a little shortwave radio and you just want to monitor, well, this makes for a very, very stealth, quick, easy to deploy monitoring post. I can put a wire up there, run it up there, listen, pull it down, and I'm done and ready to go. So, very cool little system. I'm very pleased with it. You know, there'll be some advances to it, and I may do a video later when I upgrade some stuff. But so far, I'm loving it. And, you know, the antenna pole folds down into almost nothing, whereas before, I had about a 7-foot pole. It was very weak and wobbly, and it was PVC, and it basically took up the whole length of my vehicle inside, and it wasn't anywhere near as tall as that is, or as small as that is when it folds down. That's about 4 feet when it's folded down completely, so even if you're doing this from a compact vehicle, you'll be able to get it in there. So anyway, that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will put a link down below to the trailer hitch mount there. I forget the price on it. It's not expensive though, in the $30 to $40 range. All in all, definitely a cool little way to get your gear up in the air and get your radios working and get out there during, even just for fun, just for field day or for fun. I could easily see myself taking my little compact all-mode HF rig out here and hooking up my end-fed antenna to that pole and being able to deploy. Anyway, folks, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to check all our links down below. And don't forget to check our freeze-dried wholesaler link. That's a 15% off just for clicking that link. So if you're interested in storing some freeze-dried food for emergencies, click the link, save 15%. And our Food for Patriots link. I've noticed a lot of people starting to stock up on that. I think that's really good. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.